back to another video. Today we're going to be working on this awesome M37 Dodge Army truck. It's a very old truck. It's gasoline powered engine, inline six. It's a 1963. So here we can see the engine. It's got industrial spark plugs, all sorts of cool stuff. But what we're going to be tackling today is the mechanical fuel pump. So it actually broke, and we kind of need to move this. We towed it here, and it's kind of in the way of the shop. We have this piece of junk here in the way. We actually got to park it right there next to the T-Bird. So we're gonna actually get started with this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the mechanical fuel pump that's actually leaking from the seals. So these things have a diaphragm that actually uses vacuum to pump fuel into the fuel rail, and I was lucky enough to actually find a rebuild kit from eBay, and so I went ahead and ordered it. It's a complete kit with the diaphragms and whatnot, all the springs, all brand new stuff, so I can get this running. But yeah, we installed new batteries in it. It's basically a running and driving truck. It's just we had it sitting outside one of our locations as a display, and the fuel pump gave out because it was sitting for 7 months. These things are mechanical. Obviously, they're powered by the crank, I believe. So if it's sitting at the wrong spot, it will destroy the diaphragm, and then you're gonna have to replace it. So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling stuff off, so I can go ahead and get the fuel pump out and clean it up, refresh it, put new diaphragms in it, and hopefully it runs. Let's get started. Go ahead and start cleaning this thing. We got to clean it up very well before we rebuild it. There's no point in putting another piece that's already out dirty back in the car. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Should be pretty simple and fairly quick. So, as you can clearly tell, we have the pump out already. I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling it. The process seems pretty simple. I mean, you just remove the screws you see and then change all the parts for new ones. So, as you can clearly tell right here, I'll zoom in a little bit. As you can clearly tell, this thing's got all sorts of, there we go. Alright, so you can tell it's all cracked and old and broken. This is just the one that sends the fuel to the carburetor. Obviously this is the feed line over here, so obviously that goes out into the carb with the hard line. This one, it looks okay. Obviously it's cracked and broken and old, but that wasn't our problem. I believe our problem is in here. The vacuum part wasn't really working. So yeah, because I pumped it manually, but we still didn't get any luck starting it. So let's go ahead and take this apart and then see what's going on down here. So this diaphragm's is broken in both sides. It's starting to break in the inside and the rear. So this diaphragm's obviously cracked from age. You can clearly tell right there in the video. It's got a line going all the way around. And if you look at the inside as well, it's all broken. It's also really broken, also cracked. So this prevents the fuel going into the carburetor by vacuum. So this, or actually, this should be the vacuum port. Oh, interesting. So this is the vacuum port, and then this is the port. Alright, so this is the vacuum port, and it's full of oil and stuff. Pretty sure it's not supposed to be like that, so let's just hope that's the problem that we have in our M37. Let me see what I can do. I'm not too sure how to remove this. Obviously we can look at the new parts and see how those are made. Kind of gives us a little idea of how it should come apart. Obviously, here we go. We have the new one, but this thing's got a flat side. That, see, there you go. Automatic focus. All right, so this thing's got a little pivot slot that goes in here. I'm not too sure how to take all that apart. We're gonna have to figure that out. You always gotta take pictures of what you're doing. Thankfully, I'm recording, so I'm gonna get a little cheat. As you can tell, this one that had the line had the valve facing outwards, so it only lets fuel into or out. This one, just in case, I guess, only lets fuel come in if it needs it from the cone. There goes. Assembly. Go, brand new port gasket. Go ahead and slap it on. Put this on top. So we're back. Finally finished the pump. It looks great. And one piece. Look at that. So clean. I can hold it with my bare hands. I'm not worried about me getting dirty. Amazing. So let's go ahead and start putting it back in. It's pretty straightforward. You know, just clean up your area, make sure it's all clean, and then go ahead and throw the pump back inside the truck. I'm just gonna sit it in here, so I'm already down there. I can just grab it, throw it on. I have all my bolts, I have everything, so I should be good to go. Let me just, I'm gonna have to clean this surface first for the gasket for it to seal on the block. Once that's done, we should be good to send it. Well, unfortunately, I ran out of the storage, so that's wonderful. But we got this thing running. It's currently idling. It took a little bit for it to start. Kind of went with the cheat code of a little bit starter fluid, and then eventually get the fuel pump to start pumping in gas. Obviously, it's mechanical pump. It doesn't inject unless
the engine is running. So we kinda cheated it to start running, and now it's working fine. Now what we gotta do is air up the tire and then take it for a test drive. But for now, we're gonna put air in it, throw it up in the front again, leave it idling for a little bit, make sure the batteries charge up, and make sure this thing gets nice and warm.